Hello everyone, this video content is about the topic Powers of Income Tax Authorities relating to the search and seizure, section 132.
Entering and searching the premises. Entering and searching the premises where the Director General or the Director or the Chief Commissioner or the Commissioner or any such Deputy Director or Deputy Commissioner, they may also authorize any joint or assistant directors has been empowered in this behalf by the board in any consequence of information in his possession has reason to believe or reason to suspect that any person to whom summons under section 131 of subsection 1 or under section 142 of subsection 1 or any person to whom summons or notice as foresaid, or any person is in possession of any money, bullion, jewelry, or any other valuable article, they can do enter and search any building, place, vessel, or aircraft, break open the lock of any door, box, locker, safe, almirah, etc., and search any person who has got out of, seize any such books of accounts, and place marks of identification, etc. They can seize these when the articles are under the jurisdiction of the any chief commissioner, and when it is not possible to take the physical possession of any valuable article, the authorized officer may serve an order to the person who is in immediate possession or control thereof that he shall not remove except with the previous permission of such authorized officer.
Authorities authorized to issue order regarding search and seizure. This act comes under section 132 of subsection 1. Under this act, the authorities empowered to issue authorization or Director General or Chief Commissioner, Director or Commissioner, and such Joint Director or Joint Commissioner as are empowered by the board. Those Commissioner and Director General are also have the power to issue warrant of authorization. Even the Joint Commissioner or Joint Director always had the power to issue authorization under the Finance Act 2009.
Requisitioning the police help, the authorized officer may requisition the services of any police officer or of any officer of the central government or of board to assist him for all or any of the purposes specified in subsection 1 or subsection 1A, and it shall be the duty of every such officer to comply with.
Administering the oath. Statements on oath are recorded by officers of Income Tax Act. The article analyzes with the help of judicial pronouncements how to record a proper statements backed by credible evidence without any threat or correction. The authorized officer may, during the course of search or seizure, examine the oath any person who is found to be in possession or control of any books of account, documents, money, bullion, jewelry, or other valuable article or thing, and any statement made by such person during such examination may thereafter to be used in evidence in any proceedings under the Income Tax Act 1920-22.
Levying of tax. What is a levy? A levy is the legal seizure of property to satisfy an outstanding debt. If you fail to pay your taxes, the Internal Revenue Service may respond by levying your tax return or property. Tax authorities can also levy other assets such as bank accounts, rental income, or retirement accounts. Levies are the legal means by which a taxing authority or a bank can seize property for the payment of a debt. Properties that can be seized in a levy are both real, such as cash, cars, and houses, as well as intangible and held by someone else, like future wages. A levy is a different form of lien because a levy takes the property to satisfy the tax debt, whereas a lien is a claim used as a security for the tax debt. While private creditors need a court order to levy property, federal agencies like the IRS do not. A levy is distinct from a garnishment, where a court orders an employer to direct part of your salary to a creditor.
Requisitioning of Book of Accounts. It is the power to requisition book of account, other documents and assets taken into custody by any officer or authority under any other law for the time being in force is also available to certain income tax authorities. This power is available under section 132A of the Income Tax Act 1961. So, on a requisition being made under subsection 1, the officer or the authority referred to in clause A, B or C of the subsection shall deliver the books of account and other documents or assets to the requisitioning officer either forthwith or when such officer or authority is of the opinion that it is no longer necessary to retain the same in his or its custody. It is where any books of account or documents or assets have been delivered to the requisitioning officer. The provisions of subsections 4a to 14 of section 132 and section 132b apply as if such books of account, and also any books of account or other documents will be useful for any proceeding under the Indian Income Tax Act 1922, which such books of account or other documents have been taken into custody under any other law for the time being in force. It is also any assets represent either wholly or partly income or property which has not been or would not have been disclosed for the purposes of the Indian Income Tax Act 1922 by any person from whose possession or control such assets have been taken into custody by any officer or authority under any other law for the time being in force.
Power to survey. The income tax authority being principal commissioner or commissioner, a joint commissioner, a principal director or director, a joint director, an assistant director or a deputy director, or an assessing officer or a tax recovery officer or inspector in some circumstances has a right to survey. However, no action shall be taken by an assistant director or a deputy director or an assessing officer or a tax recovery officer or an inspector of income tax without obtaining the approval of joint director or the commissioner. Jurisdiction of income tax authority for conducting survey. An income tax authority may conduct survey at first any place within the limits of area assigned to him. Second, any place occupied by any person in respect of whom he exercised jurisdiction. Third, any place in respect of which he is authorized for the purposes for this section by such income tax authority, who is assigned the area within which such place is situated or which exercises jurisdiction in respect of any person occupying such place, where a business or profession or an activity for charitable purpose is carried.
Powers to inspect the registers of the company. Section 134 of the Income Tax Act and powers to inspect registers of a company. The person who have authority to inspect the registers of the companies are the assessing officer, deputy commissioner, the joint commissioner or the commissioner. If they appeal the court, they will allow to inspect the registers of the company or any person subordinate to him authorized in writing in this behalf by the assessing officer, deputy commissioner or a commissioner may inspect the registers of the company. If necessary, take copies or cause copies to be taken of any registers of the members, debenture holders or mortgages of any company or of any entries in such registers.
Power to make inquiries. So before getting into this topic, let us know who is an assessing officer. Assessing officer means the income tax officer or assistant commissioner of income tax or deputy commissioner of income tax or joint commissioner of income tax or additional commissioner of income tax who is authorized by the board to exercise or perform all or any of the powers and functions conferred on or assigned to an AO under the Income Tax Act 1961. Assessing officer is a person who controls and has powers regarding the income tax according to the rules and regulations prescribed in the Income Tax Act 1961. So we call that person as an assessing officer. Power to make inquiries. According to section 135, the Director General or Director, the Chief Commissioner or Commissioner and Joint Commissioner shall be competent to make any inquiry under this Act, and for this purpose shall have all the powers that an assessing officer has under this Act in relation to making of inquiries. So what they are telling is what kind of powers that an assessing officer has will also